Welcome, mountain bikers. Hope you guys are having a
Hello, mountain
good
bikers.
day. Yeah, I think this is going to be fun today. We're going to talk about some bike checks and got our man Johan Hjord here over in Israel. How you doing, dude?
Yeah, man. All good. All good.
Sweet. Yeah, so we were preparing for this. It never ceases to amaze me how intense the Vital MTB bike checkers are with, their dedication to their build and to the craft. Like, I'll line up my Maxxis logo with the reserve logo and think I'm ready to be a syndicate mechanic. And then I go into there and see what they're doing. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. They're pretty serious about what they're doing over there.
Oh, yeah. The bike check section is no joke. We're at over 15,000 bike checks and counting.
Dude, isn't that
New
crazy?
bikes being uploaded there every day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll put this up for people that don't know what the Vital MTB bike check section is. Got this little animation, kind of shows you what goes on. Vital MTBers, if all you have to do is sign up, we've got links in the description below. It's free. Sign up to our website and you can add your bike to the bike check section, and it lets you put all the photos you want out there, go into the details of the build with all the different parts. People can like it, you can comment, talk about your bike. And so it's, yeah, like Johan said, 15,602. Is that where we're at this morning?
Yeah, looks like
Yeah,
it.
something like that. Yep. And how long? I was trying to think. I didn't take the time to go look, but how long have we been doing this? 6 or 7 years?
What, bike of the day?
Yeah, and just having the bike check section.
No, that's been running for a bit longer than that, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
so 8.
Might be eight or nine now, something
Okay,
like that. Yeah.
yeah, and
hmm
so the bikes we're going to look at today have been bike of the day on Vital, and if you want a hand at bike of the day, you got to go through this guy right there.
That's right.
Yep, he takes
That's
bribes.
right.
He takes Taco Bell, crypto,
Yeah. Oh,
anything with
yeah.
email.
Taco Bell vouchers are welcome, as are donut vouchers. But other than that, yeah, sure, Venmo, PayPal, all that stuff. OnlyFans, no, sorry, that's the wrong time of day. Wrong time of day. That kicks in later.
Sweet.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you actually want a shot at bike of the day, number one rule is your bike should be kind of rad. That goes without saying. But then if you can present it in a nice way, like one or two decent photographs, that's always nice. Fill in that little list of the parts that went into your build, and then let us know why it's rad. Tell us why it's sick. There's a little comment field at the bottom, and you can floss out any special paint job or whoever helped you build it or whatever it might be, just to let everybody on the internet know why your steed is sick.
Nice. Yeah,
And if you get lucky, every day I pick one and we throw it up on the homepage, and it gets to be bike of the day.
dude, coveted position. I know I've had a
Mhm.
couple chats with people that are actually building up bikes right now with the hope of getting bike of the day. They've sent me some spy shots and stuff, so it's pretty crazy to think that that's their ambition, their goal in life.
Dude, that's the thing. Once you get bike of the day, you can enlarge that thing, print it up, hang it on your wall in your workshop, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah. Awesome.
it's a thing. It's
Yeah.
a thing.
And so I just want everyone to know out there that without Johan, the bike check section would not be as awesome as it is with his dedication to making bike of the day. So yeah, between the users and their insane builds and your dedication to bike of the day, I think it's one of the coolest things about Vital. So yeah.
Absolutely. It's the least boring part of my day many days. Yeah. Log on, check out what's gone up, find something rad to share with everybody. It's just a stoke of, it's like new bike day for me every day. I
Yeah.
just get to dig in there and see what's going on.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Cool. Should we get into some of the sweetest bikes from 2022 that were bike of the day?
Yeah, these were all bike of the day in 2022. They stood out to us for one or more reasons. And if you didn't make this list, don't be mad at me, be mad at you, and do better in 2023.
All right.
And you can make it on this list.
Cool.
But it'll become obvious pretty soon why things get picked, and we'll call it out as we go along.
Yeah.
Why we think these things are rad. But ultimately, it's about you. It's about the community. Everybody likes bikes. Everybody likes to look at rad bikes and rad builds. And you might find some ideas in here, things you want to do with your next build. Get stoked in general or motivated to go build another bike.
That's right. Cool. All right. This first one, This first section, what'd you call it? I have it listed as prototype, but you had a different fun name for it.
I think maybe Weird and Wonderful or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, Weird and Wonderful. Got this.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. This is a single pivot, single high pivot, single speed downhill frame made out of steel, just super clean. Running the Swedish squish. It's always bonus points. I'm Swedish. No, just kidding. Totally impartial. It's a mullet, of course. It has to be a mullet, and definitely you'll be pretty much the only one on one if you take it to Whistler.
Yeah.
It's almost a guarantee.
Yeah, it's got hints of like an old Brooklyn or a Superco with that single speed jack shaft action going on. But it's so neat. This one was a Starling. Is that what they called it?
Yeah. Starling, a small UK brand.
Okay.
Yeah, they build all their frames out of steel, and I don't know how many of these downhill frames they move. I think they're more prevalent in the trail category, but yeah, this one definitely stood out.
Yeah, it's so neat just looking at it, and you know that thing's quiet on the hill. Yeah. Cool. All right, let's keep going. More goodness. What is this?
I have no idea. This is a prototype. This is actually prototype number 2, and we see quite a few prototypes in the bike check section, and that's anything from some dude in his garage who just happened to have some chromoly tubing lying around and went, I'm going to make a bike, to some more serious efforts like this thing, idler, high pivot.
It almost looks with modular in there, like you could slap a gearbox in there, or just that whole lower section looks like it could be swapped out for something else.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that was part of the plan. But usually when people make their own prototypes, you don't see this kind of elaborate design with this linkage-driven shock kind of. I guess Commensal made that famous in modern days, but it goes way back. There's other brands who made this way back. But
yeah,
the most successful recent iteration was Commensal, obviously. So
okay, yeah, this one.
But yeah, super neat.
Super.
Imagine building this yourself.
Yeah. I cannot.
No thanks.
All right, now this takes me back to MTBR circa 2001 and 2 with Acadian and Ozer and all these people talking about Nikolai's. This is a Nikolai Lambda. Look at this thing. Don't get your junk in there.
I'm glad you said that. I was going to say that, but I didn't know how. Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
Damn.
Dude, Nikolai's still around doing awesome stuff, and they always have that. Cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, they haven't changed their tubing ever since. They still use that. They just make them look slightly better these days. I guess somebody files off like the edges and make them look a bit round.
Yep. But yeah, back then it was all about options. Like look at all the holes you can put something in for adjustment. Yeah, that thing's pretty neat.
And of course, instead of building landings, people just added travel back then.
And monster tees,
Yep, that's right.
Yep.
And at some point, somebody went, "Hey, what if we just add slope to the landing?"
Totally. Yeah, and then these look like the old Brooklyn Shinburgers. Like these are some for real pedals. If if you're not too concerned about dinging your shins up. So yeah.
At first I thought they came from some butcher shop, and then I realized no, they're actual pedals.
Yeah, that was a fun flashback on that one. Oh yeah, and they don't even need the upper roller because the guys are so big. So yeah. The good old days. Wonder how much this one weighed.
24 kilos.
Kilos, okay. Yep, probably.
Oh yeah, that's a 50-pounder there. That's a 50-pounder. Nikolai. He uses tubes that do not break.
That's right. Yep, and proof here, it's still running. So, all right. Now,
and of course, the obligatory old inner tube wrapped around the chainstay. That's just
for sure. Yeah,
that was how we rolled.
Yep. All right, a little more clean here. Look at this thing. This is a Merino. Is that what it is?
Yep, that's a Merino. Yeah. Just something about them, especially when somebody takes time to make lovely pictures of it, makes my job much easier. Going, yep, that one goes up there. But yeah, it's an awesome build too.
Yeah, just so clean.
Big Zeb fork, single pivot, just makes you want to ride a bike when you see it.
Yeah,
at least that's what it does to me.
Yep, just simplicity, huh? And here's another Merino that looks dirty on purpose, eh?
Yeah. So rad. I did this dry aging technique to get the paint to look about 40 years old.
Yeah, it's neat. This one looks shorter travel than that last one, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah. There's
probably.
that's one of the neatest things about the bike check section to me is that you just see all these cool random bikes and kind of brands that you might not hear about just, you know, cruising the regular news and the regular stories, but just lets every different kind of bike and um, build shine out there. Like I'd never heard of Merino until the bike check section. So
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And there's even more obscure ones coming up, I think, later. But
yeah,
that's definitely one of the coolest things about it. It's just learning more and having people share from all around the world what stokes them out. So
yeah, for sure. Ooh, Middleburn cranks. Boom.
yeah,
All
you
right.
know what that guy used to do before he rode MTBs, right?
No, what?
Well, didn't he ride BMX?
Middleburn? I don't know. Maybe that might be before my time.
Uh, I could have got it all wrong.
Okay.
I thought that was like a competitor to Profile or something.
Oh, yeah, could be. I know they've been around for forever. And this looks all right.
Hmm.
So that last one had a, what did it have? A Pike. The first one had a Zeb. Now we've got a Lyric. So this is kind of like a trail bike version, or a little more all mountain of
Yeah,
the Merino.
yeah, with that new lyric color that has the internet up in arms. Some people love it, some hate it.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But yeah, pretty much.
Huh. Polarizing these
Pretty
bikes of the
much.
day sometimes.
Polarizing. Yeah, I don't know who it was. Some guy famously said, some days they hate me, some days they love me. Both days I get paid. So that's how the bike check section works as well.
That's right.
There's going to be some haters, but
Yep.
still got bike of the day.
Yep. All right. Now onto our cover shot. So
Oh yeah,
production privé. Is that how you say it?
yeah. Well, in French it's production privée. Yes,
Okay.
small brand based in Andorra. They make these steel hardtails and full suspension bikes. In case you missed it, they're made from steel. It's not like that chainstay protector can be ignored or anything. But yeah, this one's made out of steel, man.
Oh, there it is.
Should I say that again? Look, a steel frame. Wow.
Oh man, they
Mhm.
they killed it with the photos though. Like just having fun with those LED things.
Way to go.
Yeah,
Way to go.
makes all the difference.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It sure does. Yeah. But if you love your bike this much, then why not? If you're
Yep.
going to have pictures taken of it, do it properly.
Yeah.
Look
Looks
at
cool.
that thing.
Again, just all
It
these
does.
clean. It's a single pivot. Looks like it is. Or is there a little bit of a link in
Yeah,
there?
I can.
They're just so clean.
Well, it's probably, I don't know. Yeah.
Yep. Cool. All right. Speaking of clean.
Dude, for real? Like, hit up our site, find this thing in the bike check section, look through the specs. This thing is crazy. It has everything, literally everything on there. It has
so
the
good.
Intent fork, it has trick stuff brakes, it has AXS, like just whatever they could throw at this thing, it's on there.
Yeah, the thing looks good. Hardtail looking fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's that 5 dev stem, I think, and maybe a crank too.
Okay.
Is that what went on there? Don't remember.
Yeah, I like the cap
Nope.
though.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Well, that looks SRAMmy, but the chainring isn't.
Yeah, yep. I'm always a fan of the rear dropouts that have this kind of circular tubular shape like this. I just think they look pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So clean.
Yep.
Hey, and tan walls. Tan walls, that's another polarizing subject. The internet is up in arms about as well.
Love them or hate them. Yep.
Love him or hate him. It's growing on me. You know what? Like I've been pretty close to going, I need some tan walls, and then I guess I haven't pulled the trigger yet, but
Yeah.
I can feel it coming on.
When you've
I
got
don't know. I think it adds this. Go ahead.
You've got the leathery grips and the leathery seat, like the accents, it all really ties the room together, you know? I think it works with this one.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's keep cruising here. Boom. The Rambler. Is that what you called it?
Oh yeah, that's what he called it. Yeah, it's a Scott hybrid thing. He took the Gambler downhill frame and he made it into an enduro bike like the Ransom, hence the Rambler. So
That's pretty fun.
dropper post with AXS. You don't have to worry about cable routing, and slap some gears on there and spin to win.
Yeah. He's got the tiny cassette out back still too.
That's true. He's not going to break any climbing records, but even just for moving around, sometimes if you ride the bike park, if you ride in a big place like the Porte du Soleil, for example, in France and Switzerland, like ties, I don't even remember how many bike parks together now, but at least 4 or 5 big ones. And you have some pretty long transfer stages and stuff between that. So you can be riding lifts, and then you can be pedaling for 20 minutes to get back from, from Morzine to Léger or something like that, if you're doing the liaison. So it's going to be pretty sick.
Yeah.
We've got a whole bunch of all kinds of down duro or
Don't
whatever you want to call them. Yeah, don't say that word. Don't say that word. Yeah, we've got plenty of those going on in the bike check section. People slapping like dual crown forks on enduro bikes, or making enduro bikes out of downhill frames.
Yep. The seat angle really starts to get kind of like shows up as pretty slack, but I don't know.
It's pretty slack. And also the RockShox warranty manager is going like, nope, don't send me that reverb. On the dropper post. Yeah, it's like, hey, I wore out the bushings in my reverb. Oh yeah, wonder why. Yeah.
Boom. All right.
Oh yeah.
Another down duro example.
Talking of, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. I mean, how could this not get bike of the day? Just look at it. Massive tires, big downhill, dual crown fork, just kind of high rise bars. It just screams like, ride me, just shred me.
It does. It looks good, doesn't it?
Clean build, good colors.
Yeah. Forbidden's done it pretty darn right with having their bikes look exciting and pretty easy to talk about. So
yeah, absolutely. Yep. High pivot idler is all the rage.
Yep. And here's another one.
Here it is, another one. Yeah. What did he call this one? I think he called it the Dark Knot or something. It's a dreadnought, but with this sort of murdered out theme.
Yep.
I think he called it the Dark Knot, if I remember right.
Yeah.
You can see why.
That looks so good.
Yeah.
That's the lake. Is that Whistler?
Yeah, I don't know, but it looks like there's some proper terrain to ride that thing in. So
yeah, for sure.
We're not too worried. I don't think this bike stayed that clean for that long. Look at that. That's more unusual. Cascade components.
The brake.
They make this. They make this lower caliper. Yeah, that's like saying a rear fork, rear shock, front fork. Yeah. They make a brake caliper that goes with the code levers. Yeah. Gives it a little bit more leverage, a little bit more power compared to stock codes.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
He has the terrain to use it probably, so it looks that way anyway.
Yeah.
But that's a good tip regarding the color scheme. Like if you're building a bike and you don't know if this color is going to go with that color or what you should do, I mean, like stealth black is always a good one.
Okay. Always good. Yeah. Can't go wrong. All right, I'm looking in the live chat. Middleburn was a trials crank. Sounds like it started out as trials. So there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for that, man.
All right, we're through that category.
There we go.
Let's move on to some custom paint.
Oh yeah.
Dude, look at the white tires.
Okay. Town wall. I'm all aboard. Town wall, but this one, yeah, I don't know. The jury is out. A little over the top, but you know what? On this build, the way this bike is sitting right here, this is just the way it should be. Because if you know anything about Deadpool the movie, this is literally exactly the tires that Deadpool would put on his bike for sure.
Yeah,
like the most obnoxious, irreverent choice that you could make. That's what he's gonna do. But yeah, that is a sick paint job, good theme, good part selection. Like way to go custom. Like,
yeah,
if you're gonna do it, just
look at the. Down to the access battery cover, and then the derailleur cage all white too with the red pulleys. Yeah, that
absolutely.
This thing's pretty bonkers. But yeah, go do a.
Don't hold back.
It was so Vital's owner and boss used to run Ride BMX magazine out of his dorm room. He started it, and if I remember correctly, he said that white tires came about because when they would do freestyle demos in like school gyms, like flatland demos, they didn't want the tires to scuff up the floor, and so now you're not going to have the tires scuffing up the trails with these white porcupines.
You know the haters will say that this bike probably sits in somebody's living room anyway, so it's probably a good choice.
That's right. Yep, no skid marks on the wall. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm gonna just flutter back real quick. Whoops, sorry. That thing. Boom. Let's take a gander one more time.
That's right.
Yeah.
Down to the detail. Although we should call out the unfortunate use of masking tape to tie those cables together. Like if you're going this far in your build, come on, get some heat shrink. Just do it properly, man.
For sure.
Just be ashamed. Yeah. Hang your head in shame now.
All right. Let's go to this trek with Yeah, it's got a pretty cool wrap on it, huh? Is it wrap or is it paint? Do you know?
No, no, it's paint. No, properly painted. Yeah, this one is painted.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Look at
So
that.
some of these frame painters out there are artists, and they just go all out.
Yeah. Got it's kind of like what,
Just
like a
looks so
real tree
good.
camo look in there.
Yeah.
Dude, that's neat.
And people will be like, "Oh, yeah, it looks like a session." Well, it doesn't look like your session.
That's right. That's what matters.
Uh-huh.
Cool. All right. Subtle,
All right.
but
Mm-hmm.
the details, right?
But deadly. Oh, first of all, the Specialized doesn't make this color. So if you want the British racing green Stumpy, then you're gonna have to paint it yourself. And if you're already doing that, you may as well go all in with this super integrated carbon cockpit and those super trick little AXS remotes just sitting right next to the grips there.
Oh,
Just so clean. That's just crazy.
yeah. And even went as far as to like keep the Specialized
Oh
graphics on
yeah.
there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep. There you go. I don't know what that little red flag is under there. Do you?
No, I can't see from here. Don't know actually.
Oh, it's pretty. And yeah, okay. Back to the cleanliness. So it's just that little lock ring around the grip, right? That little lever that goes up and down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those things are so sweet.
So sick. I haven't ridden it to know if it's very, user friendly,
Mm-hmm.
but if you're going for bike of the day, surefire recipe.
Yeah. Just look at how clean that is. I'd never want a stem bar combo, but this looks
No,
pretty
me
darn cool.
neither. Agreed.
Yeah. Sweet. Straight out of space. All
Mhm.
right. A classic.
Oh, oh yeah, classic demo, and well, not classic paint job, but the detail on this is just mind blowing. If you go up close and look at what went into the paint job,
Yeah, let's bring this up.
just yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So
just
nuts.
nuts.
Yep.
Hmm.
Have they been updating it throughout the years? Do you know? Like with the build?
This particular bike check,
Yeah, this demo. Because I think we've seen it before.
uh, have we? I'm not sure
Yeah.
actually.
Okay.
Slipped my mind.
Pretty sweet. And
Hmm.
even have the stanchions of the
Well,
fork
yeah,
that kind of go with it pretty darn well. So
it was an obvious choice. Once you went that way, it was the only fork you could buy, man.
yeah, for sure. Sweet. All right, go to there. Oh yeah, there's some more detail of it. Yeah, it's
Hmm.
so nuts. All right, another forbidden, but this time
Yeah,
custom painted with the 69 number plate.
absolutely. Yeah, we don't know where that idea came from, but the internet may throw in its opinion.
Here we get into one of these up close. Yeah. All right, so a couple
Hmm.
things. These levers, those look pretty
Yeah. Uh-huh.
spiff.
Aggressive looking.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then, like you
Yeah, one
said,
of the many
sorry, go ahead.
lever variations. Yeah, one of the many lever variations
Yeah. And then, like you
from
said,
from Agura brakes.
sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll just bring up the point you made. You're going to go this far in your build, and then you're going to use electrical tape to bind your cables together. Yeah, got to work on that a little
Go
bit.
back and fix that, man.
Yep. But you make up for it with this epic paint job, like the rivets, just the patina look. It's pretty
Mhm.
crazy. It looks like
Oh
it's
yeah.
actually seamed and riveted, but it's just the paint.
It's so sick. And then some of these brands that people take a paintbrush to, they make pretty bland color options available. So it's kind of understandable. And if you're already in there stripping paint and putting your own touch on it, hey, go nuts.
Yeah, why not? Ooh, okay. I think this is the last of the
Mhm.
category, but it's Enduro
Mhm.
looking good.
Oh yeah, the Gulf 9 racing scheme. We've seen that. I want to say probably at least by now 10 custom painted bike checks that have been bike of the day
Wow,
throughout the
really?
years,
Yeah.
inspired by Gulf Racing. Yeah, such an iconic racing team, and those old GT40s starting out that color scheme.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely sick, and people do a good job.
Yeah.
And conveniently, they happen to match one of the biggest fork manufacturers in the world, so that's easy.
I think Fox did that on purpose. Like, hey,
Yeah.
yeah.
I still remember when that orange fork first came out, we were all like, oh, well, okay, well, this isn't going to work. Like, where do we put that?
Yep.
And they've made it work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's a staple.
Those things are everywhere. And oh, absolutely. Yeah. And we just love it now.
Yep. All right, let's let's flash back a couple years or decades or half a century a little bit and go retro. There are plenty of retro bikes of the day in the bike check section. And dude, this OG clunker, have mercy. Look at this thing. Could you imagine?
Dude. Yeah, that's where it all started. Marin County, bombing down. What was the name of that trail again?
Down Repack.
I want to say Repack, but yeah. All right.
Yeah.
With your triple chainring and your non-braking brakes and
huge
tires that would taco if you just looked at them the wrong way, you know.
Yep. And there's your cassette and your derailleur. The derailleur looks nice and tight, like nice and tidy, just tucked in. Probably no clutch though, huh?
I suspect no clutch. Oh, look at that. And non-indexed shifting, of course, so you have to figure out each time exactly where the shifter lands, you know.
Just friction.
No help there.
Like moto looking levers, like a big clutch lever. Those grips look a little slippery too.
they do look a bit slippery. Yeah. Also, what standard handlebar was that? Like that goes back at least 4 standards. I don't know what size
like
that is, but
25/6 or something, like smaller. Yeah, it's so crazy. Saddle's probably that's probably a little cozy, a little cushy. So neat. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Well, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we owe our roots to this thing, so.
Yep. Yeah, look at that, man. That would be frightening to know you're dropping in with this underneath you, but hey, that's why we're here, because those guys did it. So
that's right. Yeah. Thanks to them.
Gals. Yep. All right, let's go full retro. Downhill. This is a downhill bike. And when this bike popped up, when you recommended it and going through it, this is kind of about the era when I started getting into things and looking at it now. I'm like, okay, you look at the shock, you look at kind of the front of the swing arm, you're like, this thing's ready to shred. And then you look at the axles, the 9mm QRs, and you're like, nope, that doesn't add up.
No. You look at the head angle and the fork travel.
Yep.
And then you remember just how easily those tires would fold up if you did anything wrong to them.
Yeah.
And not the tires, the wheels.
Yep. Yep. And it's got Shimano airlines. We can talk about that in a sec. But yeah, this bike, man, I wanted that fork so bad, the Judy DH. It had 3 inches of travel, I think, maybe 3.5, but it just looked cool. And
well, on a warm day, right? Was that running elastomers?
It probably was back then. Yeah, I think all the Judys did. Yeah.
Yeah, so on a cold day, you had like 2 inches.
Yeah. And so this is how it started, right? It's like a resto mod, the Weasel LTS, long travel system. I don't know what they got back then, but yeah, freaking nuts.
More than some others.
Yeah. And then the stems back then, like, okay, those are ready to survive like a nuclear attack, but then everything else isn't. So
that's right.
Yeah. And so if we go into the airlines a little bit, I actually texted Craig Stickman Glaspel. He's husband to Lee Donovan, and he was her mechanic while she raced. And she actually had a bike with airlines on it. And so I asked him about these. And so you have a left shifter and a right shifter, one to shift up, one to shift down. And so that's why you see the two things. That air chuck up on the bars, that's where you inflated the system. And let me bring it down here. Keep going. So yeah, there's that a little bit more. It shows you the pressure, like kind of how much is left. And Polestar hubs, thank you. Yes. Ringley skewers.
Wow.
Yes. Okay, so we get to the air can, and he said he thinks this is the big air can, which apparently lasted about a day's worth of shifting in that air can. And they made a smaller one that was good for like 2 runs. And he said
for racing.
Right. Yep. He said on Lee's bike one time in Caproon, they mounted the air can to the back of the seat tube, and she G'd out and blew the air can off, and so she didn't have any shifts for the rest of the run. So something that had to be considered when you're running this thing. But yeah,
absolutely. And nobody thought to check. Yeah. Sure.
Yep. So yeah, and the Cook brothers.
Hilarious.
Yeah, this thing's pretty sweet. And this, when we saw this derailleur, I'm like, that looks like the Saint prototype that we've seen on like syndicate bikes and stuff. Like this thing's 20 years old, 30 years old.
Absolutely. Look at that. Just all tucked in, like full shadow tech before that was even a term. Totally. Yeah. So like next time you pay attention to what marketing people tell you, don't because they'll tell you, oh, we have this new shadow tech and it's wonderful. And it's 30 years old,
Yeah,
man.
this shows up
Don't
on the
don't
bike
fall
check.
for that shit. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Cool.
Don't fall for anything they say.
Yep. And then the Magura rim brakes, I think they're MT22s or something, but you had to have the carbon brake booster because I don't think that Judy DH fork, the arch was going to hold up to the power that these things had. So yeah, at
Yeah.
least you could stop. So there you go.
You could. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean,
Yep.
the one thing you could say about rim brakes is they would stop you if they were somehow by magic aligned properly and the rim was straight and there was nothing on the surface. You could stop. You
Yeah.
could stop. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, for sure.
Yep. All right. This one's a one and done, but all hail Claw. This is like the
Yeah.
Bear Claw special. Was this an SX or an SX Trail? Do you know?
SX Trail. Yeah.
Okay.
SX Trail.
Yep.
Klaus shredded that in one or two of the movies, and we all wanted one.
Oh,
Absolutely.
so bad.
Just look at the thing.
Yeah, the color, everything. It was sick. Boom.
Yeah.
And all right,
Oh,
a little less retro, but
yeah, but still, those letters, you know, back in the day when you saw FRO, it's like, oh yeah, I gotta have one of those, even though you wouldn't race or anything. It's like, oh, what's that? A special version? You
Yep.
go to a bike shop and ask, hey, can I have the FRO thing? And they'd be like, hey, are you gonna go racing? It's like, nah. Are you going to go hucking? Yeah. Okay, then it's not for you, because it was like they used thinner walls in the tubes and all that stuff to gain some weight. So they would literally tell you now that one's actually literally for racing only.
Yeah.
And so that made you just want it even more. Like, oh, they said I can't have it. Damn, now I gotta have it.
Yeah, for sure. And it's good to see it's out in the wild, like being ridden. It's pretty sweet.
Absolutely. Yeah. We love seeing riding shots, or at least, you know, shots from the woods when going through the bike check section.
Yep, definitely.
That's the way it should be.
All right. Super retro. This is way before my time. But this Yeti with, was it an arc? I don't even know. Look at the stem. Holy cow.
Yeah.
All right. First of all, look at the shock. This is,
rear shock.
This is for downhill. The cable routing is pretty tidy. That looks pretty sick, even though your legs might wear it out. But
dude, for going so far back, I mean, the one thing you'll say about this classic 2-triangle frame layout, you know, you could almost roll this thing up to a cross-country race these days, although you couldn't, because cross-country tracks have gotten super gnarly at the World Cup level. But like, it wouldn't look completely out of place on the starting line.
Totally agree.
You know, for XC angles and everything, like, it looks like it wants to be ridden. Of course, you know, bikes are a lot better these days. But I mean, this thing is rad. Just look at it.
Yeah, so neat. Yeah, so neat. Just the colors, it just, screams heyday. Those.
Yep.
Yeah, the tires are the teal. I didn't even realize that. Huh. Or the turquoise, I guess. Yeah. Boom, there it is again. The yellow bars. The bars look legit. They look like today's bars. Pretty good rides on them.
Well, yeah,
they're
probably 680s instead of 800s, but yeah.
Yeah, no biggie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's just the bike in action, huh?
Oh, well, the original back when, I guess, from the team.
Yeah. Pretty sweet. Okay, so yeah, awesome to see that Yeti. We'll move on to one of those bikes you're surprised is still around, because I don't think a lot of these survived all that well. But GT LTS, yeah. I wanted one of these so badly.
Oh, dude, look at the rear linkage, though. It's no wonder it didn't survive like that.
Yeah.
That wouldn't make it down one run in Whistler today.
Yep. And the massive chainring.
Of course.
Yeah. Rim brakes. The black rims I always thought were pretty cool. Yeah. Look at that.
Works of art, though, when you look at, I mean, these guys were doing like carbon bonding 20 years before the Athertons got into it.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
It wasn't pure carbon. It was some kind of thermoplastic.
Yeah, they call it thermoplastic, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what it was, sort of.
Yep. And just V brakes. No hydraulics here, just V brakes. Oh, it's so neat. And
still
again,
got that arc, though, to give you some more power.
Yeah, the brake booster on there. Oops, sorry. Hold on. I want to go back to that linkage, because I'm with you. I can't, even looking at it all these years, like I could never figure out how it really worked. But it's also, it's a pull shock, right? Like it pulls it down, it doesn't push it. Yeah.
That's right. The middle, that top linkage pulls down the spring part of it. So
yeah. So pretty fun though. All right, we'll move on to arguably the all-time greatest downhill bike ever. Maybe the Iron Horse Sunday.
Absolutely. So, okay, first things first. Like, if you want bike of the day, if you're posting up a Sunday, your bike of the day. That's
Shoe in.
just like I don't choose those. They just choose themselves, right? They just go, okay, the Sunday is here. It's been posted. It is bike of the day. That's just the way it is.
Uh,
So, unless you have a completely useless photo of it that I literally can't use. Other than that, you're probably getting bike of the day if you have a Sunday. If you're riding it, if you're keeping it up like this, just well done. And the second
yeah.
thing is, why doesn't somebody just make a 2022 version of it? Like literally just copy the lines, update the geo, have it done. I know we had a user on, a Vital member, who actually did this as a project. You can actually look it up on the site. There's an article on it. It wasn't the bike check. It was way more than that. We ran a whole article on it because the person explained how they went about it, and they literally redid, rewelded parts of the frame and all that stuff to give it modern geo. So that was super sick. But some brands should just do that, because you wouldn't sell 1,000 of them to roll around in Whistler and the bike parks of Europe. But for sure you would. Everybody would buy those.
Yeah. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's not too far off to say that like what the Athertons are doing it's kind of Sunday-esque, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of in the lines a little bit, yeah. But
Okay.
you need the DW link and the stuff that you need it. You need to stay true to this thing and just give it new angles, and off you go.
Yep.
It was so sick though. Like, out of all of this era's retro bikes, it's the one you'd still ride, right?
For
I don't
sure.
know. It probably doesn't. It doesn't feel like a death trap. You could probably still ride it pretty hard. So.
Yeah, I would think so. Yep. All right, one last look at that. I think that's it for that section. Yeah. All right. We don't discriminate. There's hardtails. There's dirt jumpers, pump track bikes.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Can't go
Yeah.
wrong with
We
a
run those for
clean
bike
pump
of the
track.
day.
Yeah. Clean
Mm-hmm.
pump track build.
Yeah.
Boom.
And that's the rule. If your dirt jumper is going to get bike of the day, it's got to be clean, because that's really what dirt jumpers are about. If they're going to be these sick little builds for jumping or pump track or whatever, obviously single speed, you probably shouldn't have more than one brake on there. And then keep it clean and tidy.
Yep. And the Anno purple deity bits don't hurt either, do they? On this cool
Never
Crypt Keeper.
die. Purple Anno never dies.
I'll give everyone a little secret. If you've got Hope stuff on there, Hope and Olin's, that'll get Johan's attention. Boom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that looks good. This looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the Profile, they're the Italian
Oh,
version
yeah.
of Profile. Profile.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
the T-Max, good to go. It's a cool bike. Boom.
One of the best pedals in the world if you're shopping for flat pedals, by the way.
Yes, sir. Boom. And then this last.
And this thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Looks so good. Plus the photos.
Absolutely.
Photos are money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
when I see these kind of bikes, I go like, yeah, I need to ride pump track more, and I need to build a new pump track bike.
Totally. I think
and then I never do, because I just don't have the time. But.
Yep. Yeah. I think the tan walls work here. Do you?
For sure, man.
Yeah. Probably doesn't hurt that the sunset's matching. All looks good.
Yeah.
There you go. Clean.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I thought there were only 2 photos of this, but it's good. And see, look, Hope. Put some hopes on your bike. Bike of the day, no problem.
Absolutely. Yeah, I hadn't even noticed, but yeah, that's a killer crank right there.
All right, we got a couple kids' bikes to look at. Even kids can get bike of the day, like this early rider.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. Zoom in.
Absolutely. And like, the parents will go all in, and they'll do all kinds of sick mods to give their kids disc brakes and things. And it's super hard to fit all the parts in there, because obviously the frame is tiny. But people manage somehow, and they come up with these sick mods. They have to do things to the brake levers to get them close enough, because obviously tiny fingers and all that stuff. But yeah, they pull it off, and can only imagine how stoked those Groms are.
Yeah. Well, look at this Z short cage and the tire. Did I see on the tire? I thought the tire said this was a 16-inch. Is it that small?
Yeah.
You've got a rear derailleur on there. That's so cool.
Yeah, the thing is literally 1.5 inches off the ground.
Yeah, so neat. Like, even if it doesn't work,
But
it
yeah.
looks cool. The effort is worthwhile.
Mhm.
So, yep. And then,
Dude.
okay, for the kid who has everything,
Yeah.
Titanium Kingdom.
That's right. You call up Kingdom, you get this tie frame. I think it's originally, this might be like a pump track or dirt jump frame or something, but yeah, they managed to get the parts on there.
Yeah.
It's got a derailleur hanger and everything you need to get your gears on. I think this can take like 2 wheel sizes, if I remember right.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah.
you can invest in the first one, and then at least you can have your kid grow one wheel size before you have to, offload this thing for 20% of what you put into it.
Totally. Oh man,
Yeah.
looks neat though. The
Oh yeah.
kids are pumped. So I think that's it for that section. Yep. All right.
Hmm.
Just the shiny and the clean. We're gonna go into some shiny, clean bikes. Look at this, Scott. Are you kidding me?
Absolutely. And this is the alloy version. Like, hats
Yeah.
off to Scott for not downgrading. Like because everybody makes a high-end carbon, and then you get the alloy version. It's like, oh, we didn't put this, we didn't put that. No, Scott put everything into it. It's got, I think, the exact same shock placement, access, all that stuff. Obviously, the fully integrated cockpit with all the shock levers and stuff that Scott liked to run. And
Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, see all the polish, the brushed on the alloy. Looks
uh-huh,
so neat. And the saddle. It's like
absolutely.
it says SQ Labs. You know what it is with the carbon rails like this? That thing's.
Hey, I don't actually. I didn't look that up.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But then yeah,
I'm betting it's not heavy. But
yeah. I'll go with you there. Yep. Oh, sorry, I want to go back and look at this one more time. Look at that thing.
oh yeah, I
It's
mean
just so
that
tidy.
side, it is so clean. It's pretty much impossible to make it any cleaner, I think.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's actually without AXS. That's with all the cable routing going through the headset and
Yep.
internally routed, because that's a cable operated dropper and shifter right there. So
Mm-hmm.
like all the cables have disappeared, and yeah, well
Yeah.
done.
What does everyone think about cable routed headsets? Leave a comment.
Oh yeah, leave a comment. Yeah, sure thing.
Oh, yeah, that was neat. All right. This blingy Gorilla Gravity.
If that's right, if you want to ride like Johan Bareilly, this is his frame.
Boom.
This is what he rides, I think. Well,
Yeah.
one of them anyway.
Yeah. The Nirvana. Yeah. Got
Hmm.
some FSA oil slit goodness on there. It
Yep.
works. It works in just the right amount, as long as you're not too over the
Yeah,
top.
that's right. Hmm.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'd sort of cringe and go, okay, that's a little bit too much with the shiny wheels and everything. But actually, it works. It just looks good.
Yeah. Agreed. Cool. This nuke proof is pretty sweet. I wish the pictures were a little bit better, but just the monochrome
Hmm.
factor of it all, have mercy.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, going with the shiny, there's some polished bits in there. I think that swing arm link must be polished. I don't think Nukeproof make that.
Yeah.
And yeah, tied it all together with a whole bunch of silver parts.
That's pretty cool. Do you know what
Hmm.
cassette this is?
I don't actually.
I don't either. You've got the tie EE wings cranks on it. Boom.
Indeed, they do. There's a few of those in the bike check section.
Yeah. Yeah, just all the silver on that was, I don't know, it just looks cool. Like it's like it was bleached almost,
Hmm.
Yeah. All right. Get your purple on, get your grape drink. Got an Enduro,
That's right.
all the purple
Yeah,
in the right
can't
places.
go too wrong. I mean, that's a lot of purple. Some people aren't going to like it, but
Uh-huh.
that's again, if you're going to go custom, you may as well knock yourself out.
Yeah.
How about it?
Is the spring purple? It looks like it is.
It does. I don't know if that's just CA from the photos, chromatic aberration for you non-photo nerds out there, but it could be purple.
Yeah, it looks purple in there. Pretty neat. Nice work. Ooh. And
Oh yeah,
when the rainbow barfed on your DV8, there you go.
absolutely. Yeah, you had like four full boxes of Skittles, and then it went. I wonder how I should build my bike.
Yeah.
But indeed, yeah, this is a Highlander, I think, DV8 Highlander. So that reminded me of Christoph Lamber's iconic "There Can Be Only One," and probably in this color scheme, yeah, there should be only one.
There
But
probably
it's
is.
nice that there's one.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. It's kind of rad that the green Eliminator tire patches, they work with this.
But they don't match any of the other greens.
Yeah, but it kind of works, huh?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I know. It shouldn't work, but somehow,
Somehow it's all right.
there it is. Yeah.
All right, Comensal SX. This thing.
You got to kind of say, in stark contrast to the Skittles bike, this one is just, it just, wow, just
pure
all
clean.
tied together so nicely. Yeah, that EXT suspension front and rear. They have their sort of silver titanium look. And with this, whatever color this is that Comensal made for this frame.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, this just really, really works. So nice. Oh, Oh,
Oh, hub,
more
I wonder.
hope goodies. Yeah. Funny.
Yep.
More coincidences.
Dude,
Yeah.
some decoys. I'm all about the decoys. I like the plastic pedals these days.
Those work. Yeah, much better than what plastic pedals used to be, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. All right, and we're back to the Scott. Okay, it's our last section.
Oh,
And all these bikes might have been classified as dream builds, but we're kind of calling these dream builds based on
yeah. No.
the builds or the accessibility to some of the parts. And this, it's an antidote. Is that what this is? This thing's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. This is a carbon jack, I think, from Antidote.
Mm.
And yeah, custom paint scheme inspired by more car racing. This time it's the John Player Special. Those old, I want to say Lotuses. I think that was on Lotus race cars, like back in the really early days of Formula One and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, they just went all out. I mean, these frames are super exclusive, very expensive. Super high end, and then you throw in all the oil slick titanium bits and all. I mean, if you're gonna go this far, you shouldn't skimp on the parts, right?
For sure.
True dream build status.
Yeah, that thing is awesome. These are. There was that green antidote. Was that last year that came through? Like next, it was like put up next to a Porsche or something. But I don't. Yeah, I'd be so scared to ride these bikes. Like, yeah,
totally,
yep.
Totally,
gorgeous. All right, a crest line. This pretty new, coming out of the woodwork. Got this high pivot.
That's right. Yeah.
Virtual steeds.
Another new brand.
Yep.
Yeah. Mullet, high pivot, AXS bits. Just really appreciate, once again, it's this monochrome thing, like you said about the nuke proof. Kind of same deal here. Silver and black. Can't really go wrong.
Yep. Totally agree. Ooh, all you evil fans,
No.
get your drool bib. Yeah, this one looks good.
Yeah, that one's nicely tied together, eh?
Yeah, the spokes just do it, don't they?
Yeah, sometimes when people go too far with these must be Industry 9 wheels, right? I don't remember. I think they were, but in this case, it really just works, eh?
Yep, and just the little accents of all the gold bolts. Oh man, people, they are. They think this through. Now,
they do.
The tire logos, they're not at 12 and 6, so we gotta work on them a little bit.
Yeah, and that crank could be level too for the photo.
Good, yep.
Come on, guys. Yeah, you stumbled this close to the finish line.
So good though, man. Oh look, Poland's bike of the day.
Oh, did that have Hope Crank also? Was that a Hope Crank?
Yep, there you go, Industry 9.
Whoops.
Yep. Okay, what was this thing? Cavents? Is that what it's called? How it's
pronounced? Yeah. I guess Cavents or something. It's a German brand as far as I know. Yeah, I didn't actually look it up, but definitely has this very German flair to it.
Yeah.
Very utilitarian and purposeful build.
Yeah.
Again with the idler and the virtual high pivot, and this thing just looks like it was built with intent, you know.
Yeah, and the polished.
And that's got to be some
work crown. Always a hit.
With custom logos.
Yeah,
looks killer.
I never noticed the bars were half and half.
It's Pro Taper, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of their signature look, I think.
The half black, half silver, like duotone like that,
or half something. Yeah, they've been doing a bit of that. Yeah.
Jeez, I'm off the back with that one then. Okay.
Well, they're just only coming into MTB now. Old motor brand, of course, but oh yeah, I do magic. I guess it does. Yeah. Idlers are pretty rad.
They are
pretty rad.
Yep. All right, this one was titled "No More Upgrades."
That's right. Absolutely. It's like this user he's just tapping out. He just threw things at this build until it couldn't take it no more. Like envy rims, push shock, AXS, everything. You got the Cane Creek E-Wings titanium crank on there.
Dude,
I mean, what's not on here?
The ultimate.
He literally. Absolutely, and he tapped out himself like, "That's it, no more upgrades. Just say no to upgrades." You know? It's like drugs. Yeah, just say no.
Yep. Yeah, but it's so neat. I bet that bike's so fun and cool to see some Continentals on there. Don't see those too often.
Yeah, that's right.
What are the brakes? Are they trick stuffs?
Nah, New Hopes. Tech Force.
Okay. Yep. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, this thing's ready to go. Ooh, propane. Got the
Oh
$1,000
yeah,
tie cranks on there. Is that how much they are?
that's right. Yeah, there's a bit of a theme here in the dream build section. Yeah, that's right. That's a good way to beat your buddies. Like if everybody else has those pesky $500 carbon cranks, you can one up them with a $1,000 tie crank.
Oh man, it's amazing how many are out there.
Uh-huh.
Mm, yep.
And custom decals for that Swedish fork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Nova wheels on there, pretty cool. Hopes.
Ah, more hope
Yeah.
brakes. Yeah,
Okay, now are these
they're
levers
super sick,
way
by the
out?
way. I mean, they're kind of out, but one of the neat things with Hope is that they have reach and bite point adjustment that really do work.
Yep.
And this is the new generation that was released just earlier this year, and it's a mind-blowingly good brake. I don't mind giving it away. I mean, we have a review up on the site. You can read all about it, but I have it on 3 of the bikes sitting behind me here.
Cool.
And it's just absolutely awesome.
Sweet.
Good choice.
Yeah. And the silver deity stuff always looks good.
Wow.
Yeah. The brake hoses, the metal brake hoses, it just works. Doesn't
Those, I mean, yeah, it absolutely works. It looks awesome. They're supposed to increase braking power or, the responsiveness of the brake a little bit. It's the difference isn't all that huge. I'll tell you what, though, as a mechanic, they are an absolute nightmare to work with. If you have to shorten your hoses and fit the olives yourself, it's a pain because that steel housing just sort of splays out at the end and becomes very uncooperative when you try to get it to connect back. So
Gotcha.
that's a bit of a horror story, but once it's in and done, I mean, yeah, it looks awesome for sure.
Cool. Access dropper with the silver deity. There's those cranks again.
Absolutely.
Yep.
More T-Max too.
Yep. Oh, the Stantons. Ooh.
Oh man, dude, for some reason I just love this frame. It's just so like utilitarian and to the point. It's a single pivot with a little linkage to give you some control over the leverage ratio curve.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it. Pretty simple frame, and somehow it just looks like a bike that wants to be ridden,
Totally does.
And yeah, super sick EXT build. Crazy cranks, more T-Mac pedals. There's a bit of a theme going on there as well.
Yeah. The carbon
And,
rear end?
I think it
It
is.
looks like it. I didn't know they did that. Huh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, they do that. Yeah, I think they do that as an option. Yeah.
Yeah, this thing's cool. I like the copper accents with the deity kit.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Full dream build status.
Full dream build. I think this is our last one. Stump jumper.
Could be.
Stump jumper.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Look at that.
Yeah.
So cool seeing the part selection. You just know that somebody spent a lot of time choosing all these parts, getting them ordered up, getting them all delivered, having it all ready before starting to put it together.
Yep.
That is a fun day.
Got the butchers on there.
Super awesome tire.
Yeah. Yep.
Latest generation of specialized tires, really good.
Yep. And that's it.
And I think it was custom painted too, if I remember right.
Go back, check the frame real quick. It seems like it. I don't know.
I'm not sure actually.
Yeah.
But,
Okay. Wouldn't be surprising, but
good job on.
yeah. And that's it. We'll part with the sunset shot. So, boom. Vital MTBs are bonkers. That's all we're gonna say about that. That's all we're gonna say.
That's right. You guys rule. You guys rule.
It's true. You do. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on. The comments the live chat's going pretty sweet. We've got Mega Dozer. Got Purple is Fresh. Deity the Max. Best kids tire ever for the Crown Gem. Cool. Yeah. Rip Stanton. R.I.P. Stanton, potentially? Did they go under?
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I saw their site live a couple of days ago. I think so.
Okay. Cool.
Not entirely sure, but yeah.
Yeah. This has been fun. And it's, again, I'll just be a broken record, but it's awesome to see what Vital MTBers do with their builds. And in fact, they add them to the bike check section. If you have a bike and you're not part of Vital MTB, got links in the description. You can go join, sign up, add your bike, and get everyone talking about it. And even if you don't have a bike of the day build, Doesn't matter. We just want you to get out on the trails and ride. It can be $200 Walmart bike, a $50 Walmart bike. We don't care. Just get out and ride and have some fun. But yeah, I think we wrap it up. Got anything else left, Johan?
No, that's it. Yeah, good luck to all the bike builders out there. Keep them coming, and we'll keep the bike of the day rolling into 2023. And you'll get on this list next time if you weren't on it already.
All right, let's do it. We plan on bringing these and try and get on this like once a month and show all the bikes each month as they go. And yeah, stoked to see what you're doing. The sun's coming around. We've been doing this for a while. The sun moved.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right.
Go and enjoy it.
Yep.
It's nighttime here already.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Johan, thank you. See you on the trails.
Peace.